everyone, my name is Julie Taiko Gramlich and I am going to share some tips and tricks for you to have a wonderful, successful trip in Japan. For those who don't know, I'm half Japanese and I also spent 3.5 years in Japan. But I grew up as a young child in San Francisco, learning about the culture, participating in a lot of cultural and historical events, and also learning the language. So I'm really lucky and fortunate to have been such a multicultural person and have had some time spending some quality time in Japan, getting to know some relatives and make some new friends and have all of these wonderful experiences. So here are 9 things you should know. The first one, bring cash and a debit card. Japan is a technologically advanced country, but they still do not use Apple Pay for the most part or anything like that. It's generally most of the transactions that you will encounter will be done in cash. So definitely bring a debit card, and I highly recommend Charles Schwab debit card. This is not an ad, but I personally use them because they don't have ATMs anywhere in the world, and that allows them to provide they give you back all of the ATM fees. They don't charge transaction fees, foreign transaction fees. So it's like the best debit card for any travelers in general. If you know of a better one, let me know in the comments. Thanks. And the second one is lack of trash cans. So that's also really fascinating. What people have historically done in Japan is that they're a very communal and cohesive, structured society, which means that they actually take any trash that they bring, they take it home with them and throw it away at home, because Japan has a very intricate way of dealing with trash. So there's on Tuesdays you can throw away this type of trash, on Wednesdays you can throw away this type of trash. It's very, very detailed, extremely organized. And so that's why they don't really have trash cans as well. It's not part of their culture, and they have very detailed ways of throwing away trash and being able to recycle and reuse as much as possible. So that's a phenomenal thing, but as tourists, we're really surprised because we're like, what? There's no trash cans anywhere. And then number 3, don't eat in public. You can. You're a tourist, it's okay. You can definitely eat in public, but you'll notice that people don't eat in public. However, the weird thing is they're allowed to smoke in public, which I don't personally really like. There's sections for smokers, but it still reeks so bad. And then there's also people drinking in the streets in certain areas or for certain festivals. So that's okay, but eating in public is not okay. So, but to try and be respectful. You won't see that, and maybe it's not something you should do too, because most places are in restaurants, so you shouldn't have a problem with that, excuse me. Number 4 is ask for help. One of the first things I did when I first moved there in Japan as a struggling tourist / resident and student is I actually asked a lot of people for help, and they were so incredibly helpful and super nice. One time I didn't know where the train station was, and I needed to get there to go somewhere else, to the university, for example. And one person just walked with me all the way to the station because they were like, oh, I'm going there anyway. I can totally show you the way. And I was like, oh, that's so nice. Okay, I was really taken away. That was really, really sweet. Number 5 is buy a SIM card or portable Wi-Fi. You can do this at the airport. You can also do this before you come to Japan. You could do this when you're in Japan, but it is useful to have. There are places with Wi-Fi for sure, without a doubt, but it's sort of a new thing. When I was studying there from 2016 to 2019, it was slowly increasing in the amount of spaces that had public Wi-Fi. But just in case, if you want to reduce that chance of having to search around for Wi-Fi and stuff, just get a SIM card or portable Wi-Fi. It'll make your life so much easier. Okay, and 6, enjoy the bidet toilets. So I don't know if you guys know, some people in America, some friends in San Francisco have these bidet toilets that they've imported from Japan or other places. But personally, they're everywhere. They're at the airport, they're at certain high-end restaurants, they're at hotels. So it's quite a fun experience if you want to try. Definitely doesn't hurt. It basically can clean down there, and also can, some of them can heat you up and all kinds of things. So really, really nice, fun little quirk about Japan. 7, this one's interesting. Wear shoes that slip off easily. The reason being here is that a lot of places, not all, but if you go to very traditional Japanese restaurants or even Japanese style hotels called ryokans, you can actually, they will want you to take off your shoes. So it'll be easier than having all these really lace up shoes or these long boots that people wear. Ugh, that's don't waste your time, man. You have to have shoes that are easy, that come off and on. And generally people don't really wear flip-flops too, so something to keep in mind. And number 8, don't worry about tipping. I think for any like American style hotel or restaurant, not even restaurant actually, just hotel. So for example, there's some really high-end luxury hotels. In those places, generally the tipping is already included because international guests are usually used to tipping. But I think in most 99% of places, like tipping is not a thing. So unless like if people go above and beyond, then for sure, like definitely give them a tip. Or if it's like a tour guide, they might, but everyone is paid a living wage, so it's slightly different from the US. Anyways, and then 9 is stand on the left or right. So this is an interesting one. You actually, like if you're pretty cognizant and aware of your context, you'll realize that people usually stand on the left when they're going up the escalators, or right on the way down. So you'll notice it if you're just aware, just follow what everyone else is doing. You don't need to know the rules, just follow what everyone else is doing. So don't be the guy that's like standing on the left when everyone's standing on the right, for example. So those are my 9 tips. I hope you have a wonderful time in Japan. I know tourism is picking back up and I hope to create more of these videos. Thanks so much for watching. Bye.